Hello, everybody. We are live eating Lucy Kitty treats. She's got a new flavor she's liking.
I see the background has the little what are those tulips? And you guys are over there all snowed in.
I didn't get as much snow as Johnny got. Johnny got a few inches. I just got like a dusting.
And we've been like warm weather here. So
I don't know if Lena's going to join us or not, but if she shows up, we'll add her in. For those in the chat asking about her.
So. Yep.
Lucy feels like she's in my garden, at least with the flowers behind us.
Little Lucy.
It did snow, though. It hadn't snowed in like 4 hours or so, but it snowed all day.
So it's all white out there right now?
Mm-hmm.
Coffee white. It hasn't melted?
Well, the streets, it was too warm on the streets, so that it didn't stick so much, but the grass and everything else is covered in snow.
I figure it's going to snow real big here soon because my tulips are coming up. Right, Lucy? And her cat that's starting to creep up.
I had bought some packets of seeds, and they were supposed to be Snapdragon seeds, and I threw them in the planter box. Those seeds were not Snapdragons. They're all Cosmos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, no. This does not look like a Snapdragon. They're all coming up. The buttercups are still producing like crazy. I think they're going to be good till the end of May. And I think I'm going to wait till May to throw some of the new zinnias I got, throw those seeds in. And I started my tomatoes. They're about this big right now. So I got to repot them this week and bury them deeper, because like the deeper you bury them, the more roots they develop. So soon I'll have tomato plants ready to go outside. So I'm excited.
I'm thinking about getting one of those portable little greenhouse things like you can put on your porch to start my plants in early because, it was 29 degrees here last night, so I can't start anything for a little while.
Start them indoors and then move them outside, yeah.
I can't start them indoors because Lucy would probably nip them off if they started to come up.
Oh, I wanted to tell everybody in the chat. I had shown that plant that I picked up at Trader Joe's.
Uh-huh.
Jenny was so kind to tell me because we were talking one night and I noticed this plant that I had bought at Trader Joe's that has the purple underneath. And I was talking to Jenny. I was like, Jenny, what the hell's wrong with my plant? Because it was all sticking straight up. All the leaves, like these leaves right here, they were all folded up like this. And Jenny's like, oh, that's probably a prayer plant. So I Googled it. And sure enough, it is a prayer plant because the next day it was back to normal. So yeah, that's the little plant I got from Trader Joe's. Little prayer plant.
I don't remember what their technical name is. I just know them as prayer plants because they fold up every now and then.
Yeah, they fold up every night. And then during the day, they fluff back up. So.
And then you asked me, what's it praying for? And I said, probably you because you're the devil now.
I'm Satan. I'm Satan.
Keep telling everybody I'm Satan. I was like, it's praying for you.
Yep. So I didn't even know. It wasn't even labeled prayer plant. It had like the name, the botanical name, I think it did on the thing. But and those little pots, they have them at the Target dollar spot for $5. So I bought 3 of them. I got a black one, a terracotta one, and a mint one. And they're a good, decent size for a house plant. And the bottom part is stuck on there too. So
I've seen them like yours because yours has like a little pink in it. And I've seen them in just white and green also.
Oh, okay.
So I know there's variations to it.
Yeah, I think when I Googled it, I think they come from Brazil.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I don't know about all varieties, but it said that they're native to the rainforest in Brazil.
Well, I'm guessing you need to line your room with them, so you got lots of prayers.
Yeah, a lot of prayer plants all over. I don't know if I have any more room because now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 plants in here. I don't think I have much more room. Nowhere else to put them. No. Yeah, 7 plants. That's enough. So,
well, let's see. Let's
Did you want
start.
Did you want to do your announcement? Because there are Sacred Sounds of Coffee coming up, don't you?
Oh yeah, not tomorrow, but the following Monday will be Sacred Sounds of Coffee on Jody Roberts' channel. And I did a video Friday with Lori from The Way of Positive Change. If you didn't check that out, check it out. What y'all got coming up? Anything? I know Friday night, Johnny's got his non-political with is it on Adrian's channel next time?
Oh no, it's on mine.
Oh, it's on yours Friday night.
Yeah, it'll be on mine Friday. And Sunday, the 3rd, I'll do my tarot talk at 5 p.m. Eastern. Yes, that's all I got.
I've got, if anybody wants to book an appointment with me, go to my website, jinlintarot.com. No, I do not email you asking you to book readings that way. So if you ever get one of those, that's either spam or a hacker. Mm-hmm. All my appointments only go through my website. Trying to think anything else going on.
I have nothing. I have no life.
Becca's been busy with work and a little out of the loop on the news, so we'll kind of fill you in a little bit as we're going through questions. So
that, and I've been actively ignoring the news. I'm like, I need to just unplug from that toxic crap for a while, just get my head straight.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So My Pillow Mike has a class action lawsuit against all machines. Now we think he means voting machines, because surely he's not going after your coffee makers and your microwaves and all the other machines. He's going after all machines. And he was on Steve Bannon's thing on Breitbart, and he's trying to block the 2022 and 2024 elections by stopping use of voting machines, which is like, fine, we'll all do mail-in ballots or something, right? So how's his class action lawsuit going to go? And it's like, has he really got people going in on it with him?
I mean, you got money to burn, dude. Send it my way.
Trying to block an election through a lawsuit. It's like, not going to work. And good. That means whoever's in their seat will have to stay in their seat if there's no election. So we'll still maintain control until there is an election. My Pillow Mike coked up again, cooking up a lawsuit. You know, because he probably has all this proof that the elections were hacked that he's going to present in court.
I think that's where his problem lies, is in proof of something. I get the sun. The sun is illumination, the bright spot. This would also be something that is hard to ignore. So this would be my card for proof. And then there's your burden with the 10 of Wands and 2 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. If he is willing, and he kind of is, because sometimes fate gives the richest to the stupidest of people. So as he's willing to spend tons and tons of money on his conspiracies, it's open-ended. This is not the last, for this wasn't the first. It'll be something next. Next, he'll sue grass, and then he'll sue clouds, I guess, too. So it's going to keep going. He's going to find something else. Again, there is a mental issue of a severe nature with the Temperance and the Magician. He's got something going on. He's also retelling him stories to himself, so he now believes this. So he believes in the deep state and the lizard people and the this and that. So he's gone. So if there is, I mean, somebody can reach him, but maybe the son of a preacher man. I don't know, but.
Are you saying he gaslighted himself?
Yes.
Dear Lord.
Very much so.
So I get Anchor Lily's bouquet letter and site. It doesn't go anywhere. It gets no. It doesn't. It doesn't. The outcome of his lawsuits, no, not good for him. They don't do anything. It's if anything, it's temporary, like a temporary happiness or something like that. You know what I mean? But then it just dissolves. So.
Yeah, he can't accept what's going on, and he's all erratic and cray-cray and trying to change everything to block the elections. And it's like, America is watching him and just blocking him out now. Like, they're done with him, and he just doesn't realize it. He's got investigations of his own coming in to him, investigations of him, and looking, money he's going to have to pay out to the voting machine people that are suing him. So, yeah, he's cray-cray. He's just cray-cray. Sad, as Trump would say. Sad.
Couldn't the board of, because I get that he's a CEO, but isn't it a publicly traded company? Can't the board just vote to oust him?
I think he's already been taken out as CEO, and they've got somebody else working in there, but he's on the board. I mean, because he owns most of the stock.
I mean, that's just crazy to me. He's damaging his own brand and his own company. They pulled all his stuff from the stores, and he's just, I don't know.
Trump had a rally Saturday night, and very sparse crowd, and they said that a lot of them left early, but I mean, a lot of open seats. So I think it was Midas Touch, or whatever it is that posted drawn in with a Sharpie stick people to fill up, as they said, the corrected crowd size.
You know what? I haven't been watching the news, Jenny, but you know what I did see on the YouTube? That I guess it was reported last week, because I just saw a clip of it on YouTube, that Donald Trump was calling Kid Rock to get foreign, national security, not national security, but foreign
advice.
Affairs. Yeah, advice.
Yeah, Kid Rock was interviewed by somebody, and he was talking about when he visited the White House, that Trump was asking him, what would you do about Ukraine and all this stuff? It's like, I don't know anything about that.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Can you imagine the conversation we had then with Kanye West?
That's going to be Don Jr.'s new name, Kid Rock.
Oh my God.
Head Rock.
I'll keep out the other word, but it's Kid Rock.
So, Ginny Thomas, we can't ignore everything that happened this week with her text coming out and everything. And, the select committee has it now. Also, January 6th has all the texts. What does Chief Justice Roberts think about Clarence Thomas now? Now that his wife is a known Kavanaugh for entertainment purposes only, what does Chief Justice Roberts think about Clarence Thomas now?
So maybe they're in the chat. Somebody said they were watching YouTube, and a Clarence Thomas commercial came on YouTube saying how good of a justice he was.
Oh, damage.
I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. So there might be a desire for him to maybe do something else. As what I get here with the 2 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, maybe there needs to be an adventure. Go enjoy your life. Retire is a strong word, but, go away and recuperate. The Knight of Wands and the 7 of Cups there in the middle, there is a lot of confusion as to what next. Where do you go? What is the progression? What do you do? There is no desire to push him out, just blatantly, because there's the justice, which would be him, and then there's the Four of Wands, which would be the court. So, I mean, he's still secure in the minds of them, but they do wish that the bad publicity and that this situation wasn't happening. There's a lot of confusion now, a lot of it. They don't know what's going to happen next. So what does he think of him now? I don't think any different than before, but confusion.
You get Becca.
The same thing. I got clouds, house, fish, child, and dog. Big problems brewing within the entourage. And also quite possibly, this could quite possibly also be the House of Representatives, the investigation going on there. Because of an abundance of support from idiots that are aligned. Abundance, and then the little people that are loyal and supporters. There is also perhaps something that is bugging him with the clouds there that has to do with Clarence Thomas's independence. Like he's not acting independently. But like Johnny said, there's no urge to push him out or nothing. It's just, he's just kind of like, what the F is going on here? Because of this, the family's support from the little people, if that makes sense, that are loyalist and kind of whacked in the head. So
yeah, I think he sees an investigation moving in big time. It's like your erratic wife is getting way too much attention. This is the tower on Thomas, and he thinks he should move on. Things aren't balanced, between him and the court. I think he thinks that there's going to be some people that will work on an action against Thomas. Something else I want to read on is starting to come out in here, but I think he's like, there's a betrayal here and supporting these rioters and everything. It's like, we have to stick together on the court, but I think he looks at him as a liar and deceptive. And that he should have recused himself. So, follow-up question. There's no code of ethics for the Supreme Court. All other judges, federal and everything, have codes of ethics they have to sign. And so will Congress come up with a code of ethics for the Supreme Court? Because if they do something like this, they should be able to say, nope, you got to go. Code of ethics. Will Congress or even the Supreme Court come up with their own code of ethics? The only control over the Supreme Court is they can't impeach.
I just can't. I mean, since Mitch McConnell pulled that scam with appointing 3 Supreme Court judges that are not, the American Bar Association is publicly writing saying these people are not qualified. They are not qualified for such high office. They're not even qualified to be dog catchers. Yeah. You can't tell me that that Justice Roberts doesn't look at his current little group of people and go, this court has been politicized to crap and this is just horrid, but
it's turning into a joke.
It's an absolute joke. I saw something on an article the other day that I forget what state it is. It's one of the deep red states that is now trying to pass a bill for, how they're going after women's reproductive rights and abortion, for rape victims if they have an abortion, for the families of the offenders to sue the pregnant mother if she gets an abortion. It's beyond.
It's beyond sick.
Yeah.
It's just beyond sick.
I get yes, but this is one of the things where I'll believe it when I see it type thing. However, it's not right now. This is something new with the Empress here. So you have to birth this thing. This is new into the plans, but this is once a majority is reached on a Democratic side because I couldn't imagine that a Republican would fight for ethics. But I'll be neutral and I'll say once a majority is reached for whatever side, but once a majority is reached, something new begins. But it's still going to be very difficult for this type of thing to happen. The 6 of Wands, the success, the victory is weighed down by the 10 of Wands. And so it's going to at least be attempted, but a majority has to be reached first. So this is kind of up to the people type thing. A majority has to be reached first for the success to actually happen.
When did you get Becca?
Freda is saying, yep, $20,000 for every family member of the offender can sue individually. Like I said, start snipping balls at 12 years old. I get no. It's a very difficult conversation to be had. Perhaps they already think that it's already in something that they take when they do an oath, when they promise something very difficult that is verbalized. So perhaps they already think it's covered under the oath of office, or maybe, but it's like, no.
Yeah, I got the morals and higher authority on the bottom, but I get, like there's going to be an investigation. They'll mull this over, but it's all timing. The court has been manipulated. I get, know that it's blocked because someone wants to do more healing than just the ethics thing. They want to get the people out, the donors out that pay for people to be nominated, to the Supreme Court, i.e. the Kavanaughs, Gorsuches, and COVID Barrett. So trying to get, people to agree across the aisle. No, they'll transition away from it. So that's a bigger issue, I think, is getting the money out of our Supreme Court like it is in our government.
What is that one society? The federal? No, it's not the federal. The one where all the crazy. Yeah. Is it the Federalist Society?
Federalist Society. Thank you, Scooman. Or is it
where Amy Coney Barrett and I Like Beer came from?
Yeah, there's two. There's the Federalist Society, and then there's the one that always tries to get involved in the judges. Can't think of it. They'll tell us in chat in a minute. Yeah, they need to do away with Citizens United. I agree, Sharon.
The Heritage Foundation. Is that it?
There's another one. It begins with an F. Not the Federalist. I can't think of the name of it.
They're saying Heritage Foundation as well in the chat that I can see. I'm in StreamYard.
Well, while we're on Supreme Court, will we ever find out who paid off Kavanaugh's debts? Fear before we get into Ginny too much. Let's get Kavanaugh out of the way. Oh, I know what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the Freedom Caucus, but they don't help pick the judges. It is the Federalist Society.
The Freedom Caucus, also known as the Crazy Caucus.
Yeah, that Mark Meadows helped start.
Oh yeah.
So, we ever going to find out who paid off Brett Kavanaugh's?
All in all, no. You know them already. They're already known by the Three of Wands. They're already here. You've already seen them. You just probably don't know the connection just yet, because the name has already been spoken. So this is something that's already been out there. But as far as like a revelation and a revealing, no, I don't get that. The Two of Cups and the Four of Wands, that's partnership is pretty secure. The Ace of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, the problem would come in is if another person is injected into their partnership. And then that person may not know not to say certain things and not to say certain things to certain people. So you're, at a party somewhere and a recorder is always on. So it might be something like that, but I'm going to go with no.
Yep. What are you getting, Becca?
I get a yes. An agreement, finances, and then the news, the link of financial delivery. So I get a yes. Will anything be done about it is another question. Because you basically just bought yourself a judge.
Yeah.
Will it be done? It's another question.
I get it. It's a timing thing too, because this has been going on for a long time. Somebody that pays to put people on the court. So it's somebody in the Federalist Society, I think. I get like there's unfinished work here, shifting and balancing around. When Kavanaugh is put in the defense and has to go away, there may be a whistleblower that brings up the connection, and somebody may talk then, but that's a while off. We're looking at a ways off.
Again, will anything be done about it? Because it's going to take some serious cojones to impeach Supreme Court judges,
Well, they may get him for lying under oath if they do a real investigation of him,
which will take
4,000 tips.
Which would take cojones from the Justice Department to do anything about it. So, will anything be done?
They've got so much to investigate. It's like there's only so much manpower,
Yeah.
So, Ginny Thomas and Clarence Thomas, you can't tell me he didn't know about his wife. I mean, married to her, these quackanoners like her, they're not quiet. They gotta like make everybody believe what they believe. They're arrogant and pushy. What's going on with their relationship behind closed doors? How's their relationship behind closed doors?
You know how? Never mind. Okay. 3 of Wands in the Magician. There's manipulation, and thank you, Patty. I'll leave it at that. The rest of this is not safe for work, so I'll just leave it at that. I'll say this. No, never mind. So yeah, there is
Johnny.
to just let them enjoy the time they have left. I'll say it that way.
I get that there's some serious issues going on here that are just growing. But overall, they're happy. But it could just be that they smoke a lot of weed together. We're growing and smoking weed together. They're all confused in the head, but what I get.
I got the high priestess on the bottom. It's like they have a lot of secrets together. That there's a dissatisfaction and a not accepting what went on. I think with the voting and stuff. But I think there's some addiction issues here. So temperance and the devil for me together is like, yeah, there's addiction issues. So they may be smoking some stuff and doing more than that. I get that there'll be an action taken against her. And more illumination on her that may cause him to have to leave suddenly. Unless he has a heart attack or something, like sudden jolt. and everybody's celebrating. But their relationship, they regret that they got caught. They got their hand caught in the cookie jar is what I'm getting. So Thomas was the only one that didn't recuse. He didn't recuse himself when voting on releasing the text messages and emails. Now, in light of all of this, will he recuse himself in the future on anything that comes up over January 6th? And that's where they need the ethics saying you must recuse yourself if your spouse or anyone you know is connected to this lawsuit. Thank you, Terry.
It would take mountains of pressure, but 10 of Wands is unmoving. Remember, people don't leave their jobs because you just don't like them. 10 of Wands is unmoving, weighed down, stuck. However, mountains of pressure again, though. Knight of Wands, 7 of Wands. Call your senators, call your news station, call your whoever to get it out there that this, because remember, they have no ethics, or no code of ethics, I should say, but I think I said it right the first time. So there is some pressure that has to be mounted. The Knight of Wands, 7 of Wands, somebody has to go on the defensive. But as far as the woman here, he has no recusal in sight, nor with anything like this, January 6th at all. So I get no, but again, mountains of pressure.
I get a no. Fighting, travel to the rally. So no, he's gonna fight it. I don't know if this is because he's covering his wife's ass and everybody else that's involved in this large group of people that they're involved with, but no. No, sir. And it's going to be in the public's face, like just smearing it in your face,
Yeah, I get he's happy and content. And what I was reading on him Friday with Lori, I kept getting how smug he is, just smug and stubborn. And it's like he thinks he's a higher authority. It's a power play. So like he's moving on from it. He's like, burdens, what burdens? He'll hang on to his seat and be corrupt until somebody sends him packing. So no, he won't recuse himself.
Nature will have to do it for him.
Hurry up, Mother Nature, hurry up.
Well, it was interesting because I did a health reading on him Friday. I might have to do one again. And Johnny, I think you touched on it Friday night in your thing. You were picking up like something in his head. I kept getting like he'd had a stroke or something, that like what he was in the hospital for was like a mini stroke or something.
They said it was an infection. It wasn't COVID, but I'm like, okay, whatever. But what I get had nothing to do with either. It was a blood flow issue from somewhere here up to here. And like, not just that, but like dizzy spells and the double vision. Like he was messed up in the head is what I get.
So can we ask, is his health going to continue to deteriorate through 2022?
I said that he can recover from this, like he can get better, but it does take some rest and relaxation, some moving on from stresses and worries and works and things of that nature in order to secure such a thing with the 9 of Pentacles. So if you're going to do it, you are going to have to restrain and restrict from the court. from the big place, from your big work. So, I mean, it's up to him. So if he wants to take care of himself, you go right ahead. If you don't,
makes me wonder if he's going to retire.
This is after the card of retirement. So, I mean, this.
And I got it too, Johnny, right here with the lilies. Something new. Because my question was, will his health improve? This is saying yes. It's going to take a very long time. This card right here has to do with, like Johnny was saying, relaxation, therapy, being calm, you know? So it's like something newer in the early stages that's very important or significant or gives him the answer to retirement, or that he needs to rest and relax. So it just makes me wonder if it's going to be his out to, you know, when the pressure gets too hot on his butt, you know, but then he can't cover his wife's ass. So, but it's only one man and 8 others. So, I mean, I don't know.
I get his balance is affected by something going on in his head. It could be like a little blockage, like a, what causes a stroke, a little blockage or
aneurysm or something like that. Isn't that what an aneurysm is?
Yeah, that's like a stroke is like a form of an aneurysm. He's got a little blockage in his brain. I'm getting. He can heal, I get, but I also get that it may start to make him more forgetful and a little dementia setting in, and that may be what ultimately, you know, causes the anxiety that makes him leave, because he gets like more erratic. So it may change his personality a little bit. That's what I'm getting. So yeah, I think he's got something going on in the head.
Cheryl's saying he ain't going nowhere till the devil starts calling his children home. Well, I'm here. I'm on the clock. Come home. Come home, Clarence. Come home. Pack your bags.
Let's see. Will Russia get kicked out of the G20?
Unless it's
Switch gears a minute.
Okay. Well, Ace of Swords flew out, so I'm going to say yes.
They were already kicked out of the G8, which is back to being called the G7. So will they get kicked out of the G20?
Okay, that came out again. So, you know, 8 of Cups, Ace of Swords.
I got a yes. Storks, lilies, and that's a big old hell yes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I get big change on the bottom here. It's like, you know, their image since they started this war at everything. The G20 is going to come down for more sanctions and everything, and I get victory on kicking them out of the G20. Bye-bye, Russia. So in the Ketanji Jackson, Justice Jackson's hearings, the GOP couldn't be more clear that they want a white Christian ethno-state. You know, they couldn't be more clear that that's what they're, and so rude to her. Well, first of all, will this affect the GOP in the midterms? Because it was on full display for everybody to see.
It may change very small numbers, but overall, no. I get the chariots. There's still a lot of progression. You're still moving forward. The 9 of Cups and the Strength. I mean, If their base had a problem with racism, they wouldn't have voted for them in the first place.
Mhm.
These people are not that covert. So it's, there's that. But only small numbers. With the 3 of Cups, very small communities will search for an alternative. But for the majority, no, they're still there.
It's funny too because I was talking to Jenny 2 days ago, I think, Jenny, when I was telling you about that one senator that was trying to ban interracial marriages. And it's like, okay, so are we looping in Clarence Thomas and Ginny Thomas into that? Are we looping in Mitch McConnell and Chow into that too? Like,
Yeah, define interracial.
I mean, or does interracial only apply to people of darker skin color and not so much the Asians and anybody else?
Well, we know they want to do away with gay marriage. It's like, get over yourselves, people.
It's disgusting. Okay, so I get an abundance here, an abundance of conservatives and racist diminishes. So I'm thinking yes, because this takes away, it eats away from the abundance over here. So
I think it will too. I think they'll regret this and their erratic behavior, and their kind of underhandedness, treachery, and their bullying of her. I get judgment on them. I also get Biden crowning the reading because he's polling really well. I get a lot of people move away from them in the elections, and we're celebrating a lot split from the party, and then they're stuck dead in the water trying to figure out where do we go, and their donors they have trouble hanging on to.
They have no platform other than white ethno-Christian state. That's it. Don't help the poor, don't help communities, to hell with women trying to get reproductive rights. We just want women to be second-class citizens, let white men rule the world.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, we're going to pollute your environments, make water undrinkable, make your living standards unbearable, but you'll have a white Christian ethno state.
That's all they want. They want to help their corporate donors by doing away with everything they can on regulations on industry, and disempower women as much as they can. That's their only platform.
Which is only going to get you so far. I mean, less than a third of the country has that mentality. Unless you gerrymander the crap out of everything.
So will any GOP member vote for Justice Ketanji Jackson? Yeah, they do the initial vote of the committee and then it goes to the Senate. Will any Republican members vote to confirm? And they all have voted to confirm her when she went for her previous seat.
Well, she's related to Paul Ryan in some way, didn't you say?
Yes.
Her husband is.
Her husband, I think, is.
Yeah, her husband is white, so therefore we can have interracial marriage. I mean, it's so disgusting. It is so gross.
This is a secret vote?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so.
Okay. There's some support, but it's not out front. So I don't know if some of them would vote, but they want to save face and not be seen voting for the Democratic pick. Not necessarily just the black woman, but the Democratic pick. But there is some here with the Hierophant is how it starts. And then there is the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance. So yeah, there is some, but there is a lot more support for her, believe it or not. But they're not up front. They're hiding this, and they're going to continue to do so. But anyway,
I get a yes. I get Crossroads, Ryder, and Bear. So this could be something that's a partisan show to deliver some sort of power or a power grab. But there's maybe two people maybe that bring forward that deliver something strongly. So
that's funny. You're getting two because I'm getting two also, like two that that might cross over. Like, they'll try to kind of keep it hidden or not say anything till the last minute. But I get hope climbing to the higher ground, the strength card. The pinnacles for me are votes. Celebrating, I'm getting like 2, just a small number that will vote yes for her. But I get basically, the turtle, looms over everybody and tries to hang on to, not giving her the seat. So let's ask it. Will she get confirmed? I think there's not an issue, but let's just see what the cards say. Manchin has already said that he will vote for her, if you can believe him. But Sinema, I haven't heard anything out of. She's more qualified than Barrett and Kavanaugh. She's more qualified than any other justice that's on the Supreme Court. If you look at her background, she's the most qualified judge we've ever had come up for this. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Will she be confirmed?
Well, I get yes. Everything is positive here. The first card, 10 of Pentacles, crossed by the 9 of Pentacles, the Fool and the Queen of Wands, beginning judge. So the Emperor, control, power, and the Star. So in the future, she will have control and power. We shall see, but that's what they say.
I got a yes. Writer, Lily's child, yes. It may not be super fast moving though, because Lily sits in the middle. And this is something that takes time, so I don't know if they're going to try to drag this out or make a spiel or whatever, but it says yes.
Delay the vote.
Not necessarily delay, but just kind of slow walk it somehow,
I get a yes too on the bottom. Ace of Pentacles. The votes that they're able to push them through, celebrating after that strength behind the votes. I do get that there is one woman that walks away from it that gets a light shined on her. So I'm going to say that's Sinema, backstabbing woman. So that looks like Sinema to me, but I get she will be, put on the court. Handed the baton, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
During Biden's during his administration, his presidency, will he get another Supreme Court pick? It's kind of a roundaboutish way to see if Clarence Thomas will exit stage left, or anybody. But will he get another one? Tower fell out. That's not good. Okay, Page of Swords fell out too. Okay. I mean, I get yes, but I mean, the conflict is they need to solve this as much as they can. Because if Biden runs again, he's getting reelected. So it's going to be very difficult to try to stretch Clarence Thomas for 8 years instead of just another 2 or 3. But I get there is a new action. What is the new action? The judge here. Again with the judge card, the lover's card, justice, and the emperor. So he will have command sort of over the justice. So I get yes, but we shall see.
I got a yes as well. Very important, significant promise, and then a woman. So I don't know if he's going to appoint. If he gets one of it, it'll be another woman. Yeah. These are 2 positive cards. I was going to stop here because I'm like, that's my big yes, but let me keep going and see what it says. So maybe he'll get another woman on top of Ketanji Brown.
I get yes, and I'm getting a total of 3. So I got a big yes on the bottom here. Someone on the higher court. It's a timing will play out. Wishes granted. It's going to cause a lot of anxiety because he gets to name another judge. But I keep getting like he names another woman, and then I'm getting all my 3 cards. Like there's hope that he gets to name 3 total. And I also get there's a change with something. So I don't know if he's going to change the total count on the Supreme Court or something to be able to get 3 on there. But I'm getting 3.
Pack your bags. I like beer.
You can go drink with Lindsay. He's all about that life.
Johnny, what I would give to be the devil, man. You don't know. You don't know.
That's running through my mind the whole time. It's like, they better be glad I'm not the devil. I'm not the devil or God or angel or anything that could do something wicked. Well, not an angel. They don't do wicked things.
No, they don't do wicked things. With the devil. That's why I'm like, I'm crying out for the job, Johnny. It's very important.
They sure better be glad.
So I don't know what my question is here, but I just found it so funny. Senator Cruz showing his, Our Baby's Racist, and now that book's a bestseller on Amazon.
What happened with Ted Cruz?
Yeah, he was asking Justice Ketanji Jackson if babies are racist, and was showing pictures from a children's book, that challenges like, is racism taught or are children born that way kind of thing. Anyway, the book went on the bestseller list on the Amazon the next day. But sitting right next to Ted Cruz was Texas GOP Senator Sassy. And he basically, not even looking at Ted Cruz, who's sitting right here beside him, said that he was sorry for his fellow GOP's people's jackassery. For
another Republican senator said that to Ted Cruz.
Like Ben
about Ted Cruz sitting next to it, and Ted's just sitting there staring at him while he's saying
damn time,
calling him on his jackassery and saying he just wants to be on cable news tonight. He just had to get his 5 seconds of fame so he can be on cable news tonight, i.e. Fox News. So yeah. I kind of wonder, the fact that he was being like that, I was thinking, well, maybe Sasser will vote.
Is it Ben Sass? Ben Sass? Was it Ben Sass? We can call him Ben Sassy now.
Ben Sassy. The one from Texas. Is it Sassy?
Sass, I think.
Sass. Okay. Ben Sass.
Okay, we'll call him Sassy then.
Yeah.
Sassy. Jackassery. So how's his relationship with Ted Cruz now? After calling him a jackassery.
Who said that though? That was it Lindsey Graham that said if you killed Ted Cruz, no one would turn you in or no one would convict you or something like that? It was one of them GOP people who said that. I think it was the Graham.
Oh, he's Nebraska, not Texas? I thought he was from Texas.
He's going to share some more of this type of behavior because he's passing judgment really, really hard for whatever. Now, mind you, this is probably a pot and kettle situation. So, I mean, let's not give him the gold ribbon, but at the same time, do acknowledge when somebody on their side says something critical to their own side. Especially in the moment. It ain't like he waited 4 years and put it on Twitter. He said it right then and right there. So I do have to give him a little bit. But, he is going to share some more judgment here with the Six of Pentacles. Nobody likes Ted Cruz. I don't know how he keeps getting elected, but nobody likes him.
His dog doesn't even like him, John.
His dogs, his kids, his wife, his accountant, his hairdresser, nobody likes him. He's
the
just
toilet doesn't like him.
It's just there you go.
He's gross. So I asked, how is Ted Cruz viewed in the Senate? Just so I can kind of get everybody, he's an embarrassment. So this is success, and then there's shame right here. He puts a burden and shames the entourage. So like Johnny said, nobody likes him.
Yeah.
Nobody likes him.
I get Sassy Sass is going to try to temper him some more. They're going to have some fighting words. I'm getting very clear thinking here on Sass's part, and he sees that Cruz is trying to manipulate, and I think he'll just bully him right back. That he wants to cut him off from something. He wants to get him stuck in something. So I don't know, maybe try to get him off the committee or something. So I feel like he's going to put Cruz in defense mode over and over again because he's going to keep backstabbing him. Make him explain himself.
Like, how does Ted Cruz not know that everybody hates him?
Let's ask that. Does Ted Cruz know nobody likes him?
Because how can you? I mean, he went on Tucker Carlson, and even Tucker Carlson raked him over the coals for calling the insurrection an insurrection, and and he trolls himself all the time. So it's like,
even his dog doesn't like him, and he should know that. Does he get it?
Little snowflake hates him.
Yeah, petty boots are out now.
Nobody loves me but my mother, and she could be jiving too, as they say. Because that's what I get first. It's the Empress card, but I mean, she could be jiving too. So, so I'm gonna say he knows because it's been evident his whole life. Not to mention, like I said, Lindsey Graham said it in public that if you did him in, nobody would convict you. But the problem is, in this lifetime, he still gets what he wants. Therefore, it doesn't really compute because there is some way, somewhere, somehow that you still are fulfilled at the end of the day, at least superficially, because spiritually is a whole nother subject. But superficially, he is fulfilled. But your mama don't even like you. So Mother Earth don't like you either.
I get a resounding yes. Anchor, clover, birds. He hears the conversations on Twitter or anywhere else about how he's a blatant, unapologetic opportunist. Does he care? Not really. But he knows. He's damn well aware because he hears it. The gossip, stuff on Twitter, the meetings, how he's treated in meetings. When he speaks, he knows. He's aware of it, but he's just seeking opportunity.
Yeah, I get he clings to his image. He's completely aware. Yes card in the past. He's completely aware. And, although he may think it's a little bit unbalanced or whatever, he thinks it gives him strength somehow. And as long as Americans keep supporting him, he will keep manipulating and doing what he does. I do get he's got like major changes coming for him this year, though. Major changes. So he might get a wake-up call of some kind.
He's so gross. He is so just creeper.
Maybe little snowflake pecks. It's a doggy bowl and moves out.
He gives me creeper vibes.
Because he's a creeper.
Just straight up creeper vibes. Like.
Okay, so Mark Meadows, is he at all concerned about all of Ginny Thomas's texts that are now, the committee has them also. It came out that they leaked out in the paper. Is he at all concerned now that he is tied big time to the Quackanoners and January 6th helping out?
Yes, worried. There is a new action with the Ace of Wands and the Temperance to calm himself. There's some sort of chemical relationship that he's having. I don't know if it's an alcoholic one or if it's any other kind of one, but it may be an alcoholic one. But yeah, he is very worried. 6 of Wands in the Fool. There is also something as far as his position that is being also called into question. So I don't know if he did something or authorized something with his position that helped her or something of that nature, but it goes back to his position. But yes, and there's also another woman here that he is also worried about too. And I don't think it's Ginny, it's some other woman too.
I get 2 women too. I get there's 2 women he's worried about it. This is his legacy, but he's also worried about money. It's like this whistleblowing of leaking it, causing him major anxiety, showing how he was bullying for his boss, and collaborating with others on this. It had been going on a long time. I get there's 2 women, and that he may have given some of his own money, some of his own personal money for this effort. He's about to crash and burn big time because everything links him to the insurrection, to the riot. All the messages link him in. So he is about to really crash and burn.
I get a yes. He's linked. There's energy, passion, and then the link there. He ain't pooping his pants. He shouldn't will be like.
Well, and he's also being investigated for using a trailer address that he's never lived in for where he voted.
Well, him and his wife, correct?
Maybe that's the other woman I saw. They got the Empress.
Because his wife got, I think, 3 different instances where she was fake voter fraud, and at residences where they didn't even live. One of them was like a trailer park somewhere
in the Carolinas, in North Carolina.
Yeah.
My thing is, why isn't she in jail?
The black lady that went to vote
in Texas,
and they arrested her ass because she had a record, so therefore you can't vote. Throw your ass in jail. But all these mofos that are white that voted Republican, do what you want.
So can we ask how his and his wife's voter fraud investigation is going to go? Will he end up in jail over it?
Yeah, they're saying in the chat that one lady got 5 years for completing a provisional ballot because she was not eligible to vote. They threw her ass in jail for 5 more years.
After she asked, "Am I eligible?" Because she had just gotten out of jail, she had asked the election committee if she was eligible, and they told her yes. And then when she did it, then they
threw her ass in jail for another 5 years.
Put her away.
No, I can't.
Ooh, he's going to lose in court over something. It's going to take a while. I don't know that he'll end up in jail.
I don't get an answer. I get something different. I get the King of Cups, that would be your Biden, is going to make some sort of statement, some sort of message. It may just be a part of a bigger message, so this is not the intent of his message. It just may be another part. Something about how nobody's above the law type of thing, and we need to progress with, this and that and this and that. Because there's something about power and the moon, something about obscure power or people who think that they are not to answer to the law. So there's a message about that, and then there is a change in the relationships. The change comes in with trying to cover their tracks. So these are going to be a lot more people. You're going to see this a lot more of the burner phone type thing, and they're going to try to cover their tracks a lot more. But I didn't get an answer to that question. It went somewhere completely different.
I get that it just got shut down. Heart, dog, snake, coffin, scythe. So a passionate friend or passionate loyalties, trouble and betrayals and lies end very swiftly. So I don't get law here. I don't get her going to court. I don't get law. I don't get any of that. I just get that it ends for her very swiftly. So I think the problem just goes away. It just poof disappears because of who she's connected to.
I get they're trapped for other sneaky stuff that they've done, that there's more secure things to prove that he did, and I'm getting it to him. But I get, like you, Johnny, I was getting like maybe Nancy proposes some change to how they're connecting like their home address to where they're running for office, which we know, Hawley does not live in Missouri. We got, what's his name, Dr. Oz, that doesn't live in Pennsylvania, running in Pennsylvania. So I think there's something they're working on there about, abandoned places that you say you live that they're working on. But I get he ends up in court defending himself over something else that he manipulated with the election. So he's going to end up with some other court things. I don't think it's his actual voting. I think it's over him pushing the big lie and helping with the riot.
I mean, still, there should be accountability for that too, because this whole thing though about voter fraud and all that stuff was talking points from the GOP. Don't mail-in ballots are fraudulent. Vote here, but don't vote there. Vote here and then mail it in. And this, that, and the other thing, when he was trying to steal the election. And yet the only people that have been busted for voter fraud have all been Republicans, so It's like, when are they going to start being held accountable? I don't care how far up the chain or how politically connected you are. The law is the law, so what?
The moment you get your horns, they will be held accountable.
Johnny, I need them now. I need them now. A pitchfork, a tail, I don't care.
When a GOP commits a crime, a devil gets his wings.
I would have 8 million wings right now. Like
a devil gets his bifurcated tail. President Zelensky was pressuring Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name right. Anyway, Hungary is a part of NATO, and yet that's the guy that Tucker Carlson went over and met with. He's practically a dictator in Hungary. He hasn't done any sanctions, even though he's a NATO member. He may let weapons come through his country, like for Russia. And he may continue trading with Russia. So Zelensky was calling him out and pressuring him and saying, you need to do these things and stop this. Will he fall to pressure?
What's his name again?
Viktor Orban. He's the prime minister, supposedly, of Hungary, but he's been there for a while. It's like kind of a crooked election thing. Little Tuckums, buddy. Thank you, Alexis.
Are you feeling better, Alexis? Hopefully you are. I get the hangman first. There is some sort of perspective change. But there's also some sort of sacrifice for personal seeded money as well. So I don't know if he got money from Russia or like personally, not just for the country, but personally. There's two women here. I don't know who. So I'll just, there's that. But I get the high priestess in the end. This is, no. I'll just say no.
I asked if he'll continue to help Russia. Yes. I get the coffin, the lilies, and the ship. So something ends up closing for him. So I don't know if he gets kicked out of NATO. I don't know what happens, or the UN or whatever. But he continues. There's still transfers that he's doing, either transferring active military people, either by ship or by vehicles. But no, there's an ending for him, but he continues to do what he's doing. So I don't know if the UN can kick him out or if NATO can kick him out. I don't know.
Yeah, I get he's an emissary for the king who's causing the war. It may have helped him get elected because there was an imbalance, I get, to putting him in. So Justice Card sitting on top of him, he's going to defend himself and his image, but I do get like there's a perspective change, but I think it's on him. I think he continues to get burdened by that. I get a yes card followed by, but it's a corrupt yes. So he's going to continue to do sneaky things because he's trapped with Putin. So it's a lie. It's a corrupt yes. Like he's going to act like he's doing something. He's going to like continue to do something. And I feel like it's something with weapons. Like he'll continue to supply weapons or something. Wow. Let's just move all the GOP over there because they want to be run by dictators. So
I mean, that's where your money comes from. So just move.
Carlson, I'm sure, would have a very happy life over there. He loved the guy. He went and interviewed him. So you guys can have little bunk beds over there with the dictator.
Will any of the Russian oligarchs' assets be returned to them after the war?
You know, their boats and things.
Their bank accounts. I was laughing because on Sunday morning this morning, they had one that he lives in outside of London in an $85 million mansion. He's worth billions. And he's all upset. He's like, oh, it's all this judgment on us. And, you know, we don't have any influence over Putin and everything. And it's like, yeah, you just raided your country whose economy is smaller than Italy's and got rich with billions to where you're living in an $85 million mansion and we're supposed to get out our little violins and play them for you. No. So sorry. He's like, I can't even use an ATM card. It's like, good.
Okay, there's plenty of people in your same country. We ain't talking about over here. In your country, they don't even have an ATM card.
Yeah, it's like, take away their visas, send them back to Russia. Why the hell is he living in England? You know, any that are here, like send them back out.
They don't make mansions in Russia. You don't want to live there? No,
no, you don't want to.
I heard it gets kind of cold in the winter.
I don't know what this is, who this is, but there is some sort of, it's conditional because I get no, first of all, 5 of Pentacles, there's your lack and your poverty and that type of thing. Like, no, you can't have it. The 7 of Swords, the absconding away with all your stuff, and the 7 of Cups, there is no There's no end date right now, or no date to when, no ETA on when you're going to get your check. But there's some sort of judgment or some sort of something here with the Queen of Wands, something that has to be nailed down, carved in stone, because you're being forced with the Five of Swords. So someone else is at the advantage, and then your stuff will come to you. But it takes some strong arming, is what I think. So it's conditional.
I gotta know. Little whip right there, broom and whip. No.
I get an offer that they get an offer like to do something. So to your point, Johnny, something conditional, but they walk away from it because they've all moved away. They're not moving back to Russia. They're like, they're trapped. They're done and dead and over. So it's all complete. It's all wrapped up. They have a lot of changes coming for them. They may try to fight this themselves through court to try to get some back, but hangman, you sacrificed it. It's like, no, you're part of the money behind the war. So no.
I'm just wondering how many of them you can lump into just dirty, like all that money, that the billions of dollars that they have is just disgustingly dirty, either through skin trade, drugs, illegal arms deals, money laundering. I mean, name it. I just wonder how many of them out of the totality of oligarchs are just gross,
Just completely gross. They're not feeding anything back into their own country, not trying to help rebuild anything there. It's like, no.
Well, I mean, we have that here. We have the oligarchs here too, that want all the tax cuts, but don't want to pay their employees, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, know. So I don't know.
Build phallic symbols to themselves to shoot to the moon, but
yeah. I still can't get over that meme of when Jeff Bezos went to the almost space, and there was a meme of his rocket, and it said, "Look, a huge dick going to space, also a rocket."
For all of 9 minutes, you go straight up in the air, and you come straight back.
How many millions did you blow on that one little excursion? And meanwhile, your company is cracking the skulls of employees to not unionize. Yeah. No.
So we have other countries wanting to get into NATO now, like Sweden and Finland, who are not. So will they be adding countries to NATO that suddenly realize, oh, maybe we should be a part of that before we get attacked?
Oddly enough, I'm going to say, well, I guess not. I'll just say what it says. I think no, but once you are in sort of danger, then maybe yes. Because I get the tower is the first card. So there's no. But then there's a change. And the change comes in when you have to basically come up with some strategy of survival. And it becomes a desperation type thing to where now you need to cling to someone's strength or cling to the strength of an alliance of some sort. So not everyone, of course, but there's going to be a change, but it has to be threatened first. Your security has to be threatened in order for you to join. So that's what it says. But I'm going to say yes, that there will be more countries that join, but it's not out of, hey, let's all be together. It's out of danger. It's trying to hide from danger.
I get woman, ring, stars. Yes. I don't know who this woman is or what she's doing here, but a woman promises expansion. It metastasizes. It gets bigger. Yeah, it expands.
I think the commissioner for NATO is a female.
Oh, okay. Because
if I remember right, I think that's a female that runs NATO or heads it.
Promises some sort of an expansion in the union. So the union here expands, metastasizes. So I get it.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, I get like they'll keep returning to this and returning to it because I get others like want that protection, defending in the world. Some that feel like, oh, we're going to depend on the charity of others here, and if there's a betrayal, done against us. So I get victory. Yes, I get that woman too that makes agreements, partnerships with more to secure them, bring security. There's a burden put on them though, like because there's a strategy. They have to have like a certain GDP, I think, and they've got to have a certain amount of military.
They're saying in the chat, Suburban Housewife is saying the EU is run by Ursula van der Leyen. So it is a woman, Ursula van der Leyen.
That's the EU though. That's not NATO.
NATO, okay.
NATO is the alliance of the countries that are in it, but there's a burden put on them. So it's almost like in name only for a little bit because some of them have trouble meeting some of the thresholds to become a member of NATO. But I do get it changes going forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that even has to exist. That we need to have some sort of hand-holding agreement. That way, in case one of us goes off the rails, we can all stand together. Like human beings, just come on, somebody.
That's post World War II that brought NATO, but it's like, I mean,
quit shooting at each other, quit bombing each other, quit stealing each other's stuff. Just stop, everybody. Just all
everybody miserable.
But it's like we've been killing each other since the beginning of time and since humans figured out how to walk and make tools. Except now we have weapons that can blow us up 1,000,000 times over. So please tell me when humans are going to evolve past my schlong is bigger than yours. Let's get into a sword fight. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. It's like I don't get it. Like Johnny said, just stop being jerks.
I mean, yeah, we all know Putin has the mentality of a serial killer. I mean, it's known like he killed animals as a child, so that's a serial killer thing. So yeah, he doesn't care about bombing hospitals or anything.
No,
he just doesn't care. Cold, no heart, no empathy, no nothing.
He's whacked in the head, man.
Wanted to know also, will the United Nations kick Russia out? Because every time they have a meeting, the Russian ambassador to the United Nations just spews garbage and lies. One after another.
I saw a little clip of that on YouTube and my jaw fell to the ground. It's like, this is Trump on steroids, to think that you can go to the United Nations and just spew your garbage
propaganda
on the world stage as if everybody's going to, like, if you say it enough, you'll be believed.
And all the other ambassadors stood up and just left the room. They're like, yeah, we're not listening to this. So will they kick him out of the UN?
I mean, if you're bombing an independent country, it's kind of hard to be united. If everybody else if most of us disagree with your actions. Anyway. No, something's delayed and stuck. With the Hangman and the Knight of Swords, there is an action to do so, though. So it's not like this is not happening at all. Someone is sort of rushing into action, but they feel as though this is impulsive and reactive. with the Knight of Swords. And so somebody is trying to placate, really, but stall, and say, well, let's talk about this. Let's do the pros and cons. Let's do the list. Let's do the meetings. Let's do the that and the this. But somebody, and I do get the King of Cups, is trying to, Biden, I will say, is trying to get this done here. So there's the Two of Wands and the Knight of Swords. There's at least a call for it. It's interesting. He sent out a statement, or somebody did, that says Biden did not say that Russia needs a new leader. And because that was leaked, that's what Biden said, is that they need to have a regime change. And Biden said he did not say that. Now, mind you, I think he said that. He just did not mean for you to tell everybody he said that. So, but there is some sort of attempt to push out and push on, though. But as far as right now, it's meeting the hangman. But we'll see.
What Biden was trying to say was that they cannot continue to lead this way, was his point, but I think he said it too. I think he said,
Lindsey Graham came out and said he needed to be offed. So
you know what? That's the only thing I've ever agreed on with Lindsey Graham ever in my entire life. And I don't like him either. But on that sentiment, yes. And everybody was like, I can't believe he said that. Oh, clutch your pearls all you want. You all know you were having parties when Saddam Hussein got off, when Osama bin Laden got off, when all these people got off. So don't clutch your pearls. You all thinking it. I get no. There's something here where they're wanting to keep him at the table or something like that. They want him at the table to discuss. There's a woman here, but no. Mm-mm.
I get there's a plan to try to do this, but they're fighting about it, because of all the changes that are going on. I get they are mulling it over, but I get that it may be because America is trying to keep them at the table, so to speak, like make an offer that's going on. But I get all these aces, like all these new opportunities, new those are all yes cards for me, but there's a imbalance to it. So they may limit them somehow. Because I do get like there's an ending to something here, but there's a limit put on them, like in how they can participate in NATO. I don't understand what that is, but somehow censoring them, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Silencing them a little bit. I don't know if that's possible. Lindsey Graham. Oh my God. Thank you, Taylor. When he was questioning Justice Ketanji Jackson about how strong is her faith on a scale of 1 to 10, I was like, Lady G out getting caught out at night with God knows who. How strong is your faith? Like, last time I checked, we have a separation of church and state in our Constitution. So what does it matter how strong her faith is? If she is, what do you call it, agnostic or an atheist, it doesn't matter. We have a separation. All that matters is that she's a constitutional law.
I would have paid my left kidney, my left toe, and my right ankle for her to say, my faith is very strong in Satan himself. Like, I am a worshiper and watch heads explode. Just boom! I mean, if you're going to clown, you might as well clown. You know what I mean?
I would have said to him, last time I read the Constitution, there's right in the very beginning, a separation of church and state. So why are you asking me this?
Yeah. Jesus.
Yep.
So
how strong is his faith?
He got so mad at one point, he got up and left. I can't remember what it was that pissed him off. Something.
Well, I mean, the whole thing was a clown show. That they came to act up. They didn't really come to question her. They just wanted to be jerks, and so him and Ted Cruz.
That little car that in the circus that's like tiny and like 800 people come out of it. That was.
Yeah, he went in there, had a cigarette, and then got himself together, I guess.
Oh,
Lord. It was so nasty how they were asking questions. It was like, obviously they were trying to get, their little 10 minutes of fame. When I think back on the Kavanaugh hearings, like, the Democrats could have gotten just as nasty, but they were very professional in how they asked very pointed questions. These guys were just nasty and rude.
There's unapologetically, like, the hoods came off a long time ago with them.
They don't even have to wear the hoods anymore. They just sit there and be everything we know they already are.
And go home and sleep very comfortably at night on top of it.
That's only because the devil ain't on his job. You wait.
Johnny, I'm telling you.
So besides needing their sound bites, like, I mean, Lindsay, he's not even running. He's already got one last time, and he's, served 6 years. Why do this? Is it all a game, or is it, she's going to get voted through? There's nothing you can do about it. So you want to try to make her look as bad as you can? What's I don't get it. What's the impetus for being such assholes for entertainment purposes only? YouTube.
Well, there she is. And then there's the tower. So they're trying to be a whole of the ass variety. Yes. There is the 9 of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. This was just for kicks. Try to make her. This was a flustering thing. Can I fluster you? Thank you, Cold Toast. Can I fluster you? Can I make you look bad? Can I make you say the wrong thing? Can I turn you into the neck rolling angry black woman? Can I do something to make you look bad?
Can I make you cry?
That's pretty much. I mean,
I get letter, scythe, stars, sun, and child. It's a show, celebrity, because they think their constituents are idiots and they need people to get out with the ballots. They need to be successful in the ballots because this is ballots being cut off. And then here is the success, triumph with idiots, So it's like, it ultimately it was just a show so that the ballots don't get cut, if that makes any sense, so that the mail doesn't get ruptured. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So to stoke people up, heat people up, heat them up.
The hangman, like it's a delay tactic also. And judgment and an opportunity, to try and get more money from their donors or get more votes. They have unfinished work here and just trying to send a message out about their image and what they stand for, and that being bullies and manipulators. They're just celebrating, having a good time with this, and trying to look strong, but Jesus. It's almost like they hoped she would just like cut and run, that she would just leave, like she would give up.
They're not.
At least she didn't have a meltdown like Brett Kavanaugh when he was crying. Yeah. He likes beer.
I like beer.
I like beer.
You're so mean to me. Because I attacked all these women. So what?
It's a show, and it's just pretty disgusting to know that they think that their own constituents are that stupid, and they treat them as such. Like, that shows their complete and utter lack of respect to their own base. That you're so stupid, we can just tell you whatever you want and you'll eat it hook, line, and sinker. Gross.
Yeah. I have to look at Tuckums for a minute too, because he is back spreading Russian propaganda so bad that they play him on Russian TV. Our friend Tucker, like he's the rest of America, sides with us. He's boosting all their propaganda and stuff. Like, are there biolabs that Hunter Biden started in Ukraine and all this garbage, for entertainment purposes only? YouTube, we do not believe any of this. it's treasonous to me. Like I just can't imagine. Like, oh my God, I know we have freedom of speech, but when somebody is just blatantly enabling an enemy of ours,
Yeah.
will he ever get his comeuppance? That's one person I just want to see.
Put me on the job as double Jenny, and a lot of people would get their comeuppance real quick. Just
We're gonna have to give you that pitchfork really soon. I mean, it's like he's an agent of Russia. Will he be found to be an agent of Russia? You know? And another one that just wants his 5 minutes of fame.
I just make me the devil for a year, y'all. Just make me the devil for a year. I'll fix it all real quick.
He's going to lose some sponsors. That's the only way to hit him, I think, is to like look at who sponsors his show and pressure them to drop his show. That will, and society voting him out by putting pressure on him. That would be the only repercussions I get.
It's funny that you say that because I got anchor coffin. So perhaps him anchoring something ends, closes, shuts down. There's a tiny bit of hope here, though. So the only hope is that his anchor ship ends and closes here.
Yeah.
There's a good chance, but it's small. It's a small chance. So will he get his comeuppance? Yes. Anchor ends, and then there's hope here. So
it's like if everybody communicates with the media people about his betrayal, and affect those sponsors that pay for him and all his sneaky behavior, burden the crap out of him. That's the only thing that's going to get him to take an action against him.
what did you get, Johnny?
As they say, you can fall in the dark and come up with cold. So there is, like it said, I pulled more cards because I only pulled 5 or 6 at the beginning, but it just told me what we already know, that his success with the 7 of Swords comes from some underhanded things. 6 of Wands, 7 of Swords. Okay, we know that part. There's some immoral action, which is heavy-handed thing, red and lost. And he's also
you're breaking up just a little bit, Johnny.
Uh-oh. Maybe I'm too far from the mic. And then there is someone that's here owned. There's a separate and a new platform. Maybe he goes to eventually, but this is 2-3 years.
Look who made it.
Hi.
I'm always amazed when it works every single time.
Johnny, you're frozen down there.
Yeah. Johnny, you're in an iceberg.
Something's going wrong.
You're very cryptic.
Oh, I think he's going to come back in.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to come back. How are you, Miss Lena?
Good, honey. We're not on yet.
No, we're on. We're live.
Oh, hello, world. Hello. I won't use any expletives like I did last time.
We're actually almost done. We have about 20 minutes left, and I'm glad
that'd
you
be
showed
right.
up.
Story of my life.
We have a question about Australia, and I don't know how to answer it because I don't understand enough about Australian politics.
Oh, maybe I should explain and then not read.
Well, we've got you've got the federal elections in May of 2022. And I know you've got two main parties. You've got the coalition versus the Labor Party, right?
Yeah. So the coalition are like the GOP, and there's not enough of them. They have to join together. And then you've got Labor on the other side, which is like the Dems.
Okay. And the coalition, have they been in power?
Too long. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was reading that the entire lower house of parliament is up for a re-election, and then half of the Senate, the upper parliament.
Yeah. It's not quite like America in the sense that they don't have so much power over individual people's lives. You know what I mean with laws. And if you make it to the Senate, you're expected to be an informed, onto it individual who can actually, take on board some complexity. You know what I mean? Walk and chew gum at the same time. So they're not perfect, but it's not as radically different as you guys.
So
yeah.
I don't know how to read on it because you've got the entire lower parliament up for re-election.
Oh, okay. I think the only question is, will Labor get back in at this election? That's the only thing that matters.
Will the Labor Party have the majority?
And the same thing as you guys, in the sense that they're always so busy to prove they're not radically left, so they're so middle of the road, it's really frustrating. Whereas over the years, we've had some quite out there Labor politicians that really changed the culture for the better, but that's long gone. Now everyone's busy being a white line in the middle of the road,
So they're more centrist on both parties.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
No fun.
You need that big gap so you know which way to swing.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, it's a weird place. Hi, Tris. Yes, it's Auntie Lena. Hi. I love being a great auntie.
So I asked if Labor would get back into power in this next election in Australia, and I got key woman and writer. I would say yes, unless the cards are saying that Auntie Lena is visiting.
Please, God.
Visitor. So I get a yes.
Good. It's about time.
So that means Scotty in marketing is on his way out, huh? Hi, Scotty.
I get a big yes too. But I get the people that are voting are really mulling it over. Like they're having a hard time deciding.
Yeah. If you talk to people in the street, most of them go, "Oh, there's no difference between them anymore," and they're right.
Yeah, but I was asking, will the Labor Party win? I get an abundance of hope there for them.
Oh, good.
I see a lot of people packing their bags and going that have been there. So a bit big change. Big change and strength for the Labor Party. So, yeah, I think the Labor Party will win.
Awesome. What about you, Johnny?
I get this contingents upon the reputation of some man here. So if something goes very south for this person, then fine, you'll get to the higher ground. Otherwise, you'll have to come up with different strategies in order to win. So I don't get an easy yes or easy no. There's something is still teetering. So the page of swords, whatever's negative about them.
It's Labor's to lose, right? If in the general vibe, and they usually manage to find something really stupid to do at the last minute. you know.
There's a
Crazy
negative
stuff.
news story or negative something coming up about some man.
Yeah.
If it hits the press, then it goes one way or the other.
Yep, could do.
I want to ask you guys a question that I did with Lori on Friday from the Way of Positive Change, and I'm going to set this one out and see what y'all get. Does Clarence Thomas believe the Quackanon conspiracy theories that Ginny does?
Does he actually believe them as opposed to going along with them?
Yeah, does he believe them? I'm going to see what y'all get.
Oh, there's a question. Is the Labor Party good at messaging? No. Or calling out conservative corruption? No. That'd be no. Yeah. We've had some great Labor politicians over the years that have been totally inspiring, but not lately. Okay, so does he believe? Does he believe?
I didn't know, but I mean, it's kind of academic anyway, because if you're not speaking out against it, then you're still complicit with it. But there's a 7 of Wands, defending oneself and one's beliefs. And then there's a 7 of Cups. He doesn't really make out what they're talking about. But at the same time, the devil is silent. So
Yeah.
And then the star and the moon. So either you can do something about it, but you won't, because why would you? Again, she has your manhood in her purse, so you ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What'd you get, Lena?
Well, I got the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Swords. So it's like he's boxed in by it. I don't know that he actually believes it or not believes it, but he's boxed in, and stuck with it. Here comes the volcano, which hopefully is his resignation. But it's all about the marriage. This is the 4th one. It's all about the marriage. He believes Ginny. And if you ask me, the baseline of their relationship is all about sex. And I think, most people have been married 20 or 30 years. It's all a bit of a yawn, and you're either good mates or you're not. But with them, I think they have this huge thing going on. I'm just saying.
They got some kinky stuff going on?
Yeah. I don't think deeply, nasty, but I think I thought this recently a lot, that there's some sort of fetish thing. I see those pictures. I'll just turn that on. I see pictures of them, and that's what I see,
Freaks! I get the fish, the stars.
Oh, I don't judge consenting adults. I don't think that's the worst thing that they do. Who cares? But I think that's why their relationship is still so alive. That's my point. The only reason it's important is because I think that's what keeps it really going.
Yeah.
Is that stuff.
I get the fish, the stars, and the side. Does he believe the stuff? No. He thinks that there's an abundance of people online that are completely misdirected and making some very bad decisions. But does he believe it? No. No.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But like Johnny said, it's even worse in a way. He goes along with it. So silence is consent.
Well, Georgia voters are suing to keep Marjorie Taylor Greene off the ballot there, just like the voters were suing to get Madison Cawthorn off the ballot. Will they be successful at silencing Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Why are they trying to keep her off the ballot?
Because of her mouth and...
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Her garbage that she spews.
What an embarrassment she is.
Yeah.
I mean, like last week she was going on... And she was saying, I've never seen anything like this. Being asked to have more than one vaccine, it's the deep state and all of this. And Twitter just melted down. They're going, every baby has 3 vaccines. Older people go for their annual flu shot. Hello. It's like...
The military who got her freedom. They take 1917 vaccines before they ever leave the country. So it's anyway.
And I'm so old. We used to have cholera and yellow fever before we got on a plane.
No, she's still there. She's stuck. She is.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh.
I gotta know as well. They're gonna have to be smart and figure out a different direction. So, voting, Fox, House, and Stars. No, you're gonna have to figure this out in a different way. Yeah. Yeah, get the gazpacho police to come after her.
Yeah, that's right. You got to watch out for them.
Oh, Lord.
The soup police.
They're spoons of doom.
I think there's a swing against her. I get the World here. I get the Mother of Swords and the Father of Pentacles, which is sort of hinting to me parents actually don't like her that much for those reasons, like we were just talking about the vaccines. But she gets the card of sitting pretty, the Nine of Cups. You know?
Well,
so I don't know. She's probably got a bottomless pit of money, as they all seem to.
Madison Cawthorn won the lawsuit that they were trying to keep him off the ballot for his participation in the insurrection, and he took it to court and he won.
Wow.
I think they said that Marjorie's worth $50 million or something like that.
She comes from money. She comes from, her family has
money.
She's
She's like Tucker Carlson, comes from serious money, not just comfortable, like big money.
I get there's a delay tactic that's done. They're stuck with her for the elections because she's got just enough support or whatever. But I get she goes away like she's voted out. So I don't think she'll win once it goes, but I get they're stuck with her through the election.
It's just like, I mean, here's another example of money can't buy you everything, because you would think she would have gotten herself a decent education instead of proudly parading her stupidity all over.
Only if you care to be a better person.
Yeah. Like she's happy to show how stupid she is, you know, like she's not.
I guess if you're that rich, you don't have to care about anything, you know, in terms of what people think of you or anything else. You can just be as wacky as you want to be because you've got this lifelong allowance.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can live like with their conscience, like going and getting vaccinated and then telling everybody else, don't wear a mask, don't get vaccinated.
That's the real thing.
While making money off the vaccines too, because she invested a bunch of money into Pfizer and Moderna. So she's telling her constituents to go die while she's vaccinated and making money.
Yeah. That's right. Because there's no real journalism on the right, no one exposes any of these people, because if they're in their echo chamber, they never get asked the tough questions, you know?
Well, I loved, I was watching some Russian news people that moved out of Russia so they can keep broadcasting, and they're using YouTube because YouTube hasn't been blocked in Russia yet. So they're trying to get the real word out there, you know, to Russian citizens through YouTube. So the
hackers generally, that's young things who are tech savvy, and that's great. But the hackers have done a brilliant job. They've basically sabotaged, you know, the communication networks.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a question.
Okay.
I heard somewhere, I've no idea if it's true or not, China gave Russia, prior to any of this, huge numbers of phones, and they've been cheap and nasty and haven't performed in this context. And cheap guns.
Phones,
cheap phones.
Phones as in telephones.
Cell phones.
Cell phones?
Yeah, cell phones and guns. And they've been like rubbish guns and rubbish phones. Is there any truth in this? You know, it just could be a bit of gossip. That
they said that you know, it's been amazing that a lot of the infrastructure hasn't been ruined yet in Ukraine because the Russian soldiers need it to navigate and stuff.
Yeah.
Sharon, that's what I was thinking. They got them off Wish.
I I gotta know they did not give them anything at all. Crossroad, Stars, and Mountain. No ma'am. No ma'am.
Yeah.
I get it did not come from government China.
That would explain it.
There's some sort of donor or person here. 10 of Cups, somebody they're connected with, but I get the Devil, and 7 of Swords and the Moon, and then the King of Pentacles. So there's some man funding or having some sort of relationship that he wanted to try to elevate. But yeah, I don't get China.
That's genius, Johnny. That's go, Jen. Then.
Yeah, I get they're trying to pass the blame to somebody else. They're looking to somewhere else to blame themselves. You know, so it wouldn't surprise me if they made them there in Russia and they're not working.
But I think you're right too, Becca. I think it was a no to the government, but it wasn't, because I get the Fool card. I think it was thanks to Johnny that got my brain ticking over, that I think, it was a high-level businessman, arms dealer, effectively, with the guns, and we'll throw in 500,000 phones or something like that, a bodgy deal, because the 5 of Wands, they're arguing about it now, and the 7 of Cups, which is illusion, they're just not performing as items. They're just not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
They got sold a bunch of duds.
Yeah,
serves them right.
Bad quality.
This is why collabs are good. You know, yeah.
Serves them right.
Bad quality control. So one last question. Someone asked, what will the Trump kids do after daddy's in his golf plot in the ground?
So the collective future.
After he's croaked, what will happen with the
demon spawn?
We'll have a barbecue.
You're wicked.
Don Jr. will be in the bathroom. The rest of them will be outside.
Eric will be licking the walls.
Oh, that's true. Here's a comment. It could be the Chinese yacht guy that Bannon was hanging with when he was arrested. Remember, he was hanging out with a Chinese oligarch.
Mm-hmm. There is a issue. I get the children here, 6 of Cups, 5 of Swords. There is an issue when it comes to the money, the business, and the status. The status part comes in with, because a lot of the things that Trump's name is on, he doesn't own. He was leasing his name to some things. So there's a problem with that. There's a problem with Trump org again. And then there's a problem with personal finance, because there's probably a lot of debt and things that are still owed with that 5 of Swords. So they're going to be playing cleanup on aisle 4 for a very long time, I think.
What'd you get, Lena?
Oh, okay. Hiding their ghoulies. Look. I think they're going to be literally left naked, because this is the thing with a family business like this. They've only got the name, and the name is mud, right? So they're in trouble. So they're going to fight with each other. Like, we've seen what they've done to Mary Trump, and they are just simply going to turn on each other, right? What's at stake? The fortune, as it is in this deck, right? Which is really a pile of debt. And they're going to work on making some more money for their own legacy, because there is nothing to fight over. I mean, I doubt he's got his funeral expenses if you stripped it right down. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I got a trash bag in the kitchen he can have. I'll contribute.
But I'll leave you with that visual.
What'd you get, Becca?
I pulled a double line of 5, and Child showed up as the first card. So I'm with Lena. They're going to start fighting, but one of them's going to become a drug dealer. The other one is going to become addicted to plastic surgeries and selling properties. And the other one is going to be running around in circles with like chasing his tail because he doesn't know in which direction to go. So that's what I get.
I get that all three of them are just gonna blow up, like kill the love. There will be no bond anymore, and then trying to figure out who's going to work to control everything, control the business. Somebody's just going to get paid pittance, Somebody's going to be in jail, and somebody's going to be begging for a job. So,
well, we've sorted that out.
They got a nice future in front of them.
Yeah. Happiness and rainbow.
Can you imagine John Jr. selling powdered donuts?
I could. It's probably drywall.
That's
but
what's so up my nose. It was eating those donuts.
The donut shop. That's what he is.
He's gonna
probably will deliver donuts in jail to the cells,
I told you his new name is Kid Rock. That is his new name, Kid Rock.
Pun intended. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no,
it's so funny.
Ivanka selling her coffins over there.
And she didn't even give one to her dad.
Nope. He's going in your trash bag, Johnny.
I mean, and you know what? It's from the dollar store, so it'll probably give and it'll fall out, and then he'll.
He only has pennies now. All his Russian money's only worth pennies now, so he doesn't have much to spend on it.
I wonder, like, if he plans on having an orange casket, if he has it on there that they have
an orange casket.
Yeah, like an open casket. If he has it in his like will or whatever, that they have to paint him that shade of orange that he always is.
I just imagine
it'll be a very small funeral.
Yeah. Yes.
The pictures I saw of him the other day golfing, his belly is getting so huge. It's like, oh my God, he is looking in awful shape.
Yeah, but that's the guy that'll take a bullet and a mass shooter in a school any day.
Lena, we're glad you could join us for the last 20 minutes at least. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for the super chats. We'll be on Becca's channel next week. House of Lenormand.
Yep, that's me.
Lena, have you got anything going on this week you want to tell everybody about?
No, it's 9 days till I leave the country, hopefully, if I get a clear PCR test. And then I'll be reconnecting with everyone from Europe once I work out the new time zones, and I've slept for 2 days.
Nice. We'll watch for your travel vlogs.
That'll be fun. Where are you going, to Greece?
Yeah, Greece and Spain.
Oh, I've always wanted to go to Greece.
Oh, it's
so
fantastic.
Because it's turning winter where you're at. It's going into the fall, right? So
yeah, no, it'll go into spring.
No, where you're at in Australia?
Where I'm at, autumn. Yeah, we're going into the fall. So it'll be kind of good to go to the Northern Hemisphere, and so I'm really excited.
Awesome! We can't wait to watch you there. Well, thank you, everybody. We will see you next week.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.